What if I told you that deep under Egypt, archaeologists found a tunnel so perfectly straight it looks like it was built with modern machines? How could ancient builders carve nearly a mile through solid rock without lasers or GPS? The answer is simple. They mastered geometry thousands of years before we thought possible. Archaeologists were searching for something completely different. They were hoping to uncover the long-lost tomb of Cleopatra. Instead, about 43 feet underground, beneath the ruins of an ancient temple near Egypt's Mediterranean coast, they found something no one expected: a tunnel. Not just any tunnel, but one carved straight through solid sandstone, over 4,200 feet long. That's nearly a mile. And what shocked experts the most was not just its size, but its precision. The tunnel is about 6.5 feet tall, cut cleanly into bedrock. Its walls are smooth. Its direction barely changes. There are no wild curves, no obvious mistakes, no signs of builders fixing errors as they went. Engineers called it a geometric miracle. Think about this for a moment. If you try to drill a straight hole into a wall at home, chances are it will tilt slightly within seconds. Now imagine carving a perfectly level passage underground for almost a mile without modern tools. No GPS, no laser levels, no powered machines, just human skill. The tunnel lies beneath an ancient city west of Alexandria. The team carefully removed layers of stone and debris before uncovering the passage. What they found suggests these builders deeply understood angles, distance, and gradients. Modern engineers rely on machines to maintain accuracy underground. Would these ancient builders relied on knowledge, patience, repetition, and experience? And here's something even more interesting. Experts notice the Egyptian tunnel strongly resembles another ancient engineering wonder: the Tunnel of Eupalinos in Greece. That Greek tunnel is considered one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. The similarity makes Egypt's discovery even more remarkable. In ancient times, tunnels were not just practical. They often had religious meaning. In Greece, underground passages connected temples to sacred springs. People walked through them during rituals, symbolizing journeys of gods or paths to the underworld. The act of moving through space mattered deeply. So what was this Egyptian tunnel for? Some researchers believe it may have connected the temple to a water source near the sea, while others think it had a ritual purpose, a symbolic journey, a path representing rebirth or transition. After all, no one invests this much effort into decoration alone. Parts of the tunnel today are underwater or collapsed. Earthquakes struck this region centuries ago, damaging much of the ancient city. But enough remains to show just how advanced its design was. And this tunnel was not the only stunning discovery at the site. In earlier excavations nearby, archaeologists uncovered coins bearing the faces of Cleopatra II and Alexander the Great. They found statues of deities, figurines, a mummy with a gold tongue, even a cemetery filled with Greco-Roman style mummies. This area was once alive with culture, religion, and royal power. And the discoveries didn't stop underground. Off the coast of Alexandria, underwater archaeologists uncovered something equally breathtaking: a 2,000-year-old pleasure boat. This was no simple fishing vessel. It may have stretched over 115 feet long and 23 feet wide. It likely had a decorated cabin and space for about 20 rowers. Imagine it gliding along the Nile like a floating palace. An ancient Greek geographer named Strabo wrote about these luxurious vessels in the 1st century BCE. He described grand boats used by royalty during festivals and ceremonies in Alexandria. For years, historians thought he might have exaggerated. Then the wreck was found. Suddenly, his writing sounded less like poetry and more like eyewitness history. Even ancient art supports this discovery. A famous Roman mosaic from Italy shows richly decorated boats floating along the Nile. And the images match both the written descriptions and the physical remains. Inside the wreck, archaeologists found something small but powerful: graffiti scratched into the wood in Greek. Simple writing left by someone who once stood on that deck 2,000 years ago. Researchers are still studying the text, but its existence alone tells us something important. This was not just a royal symbol. Real people stood there, worked there, lived there. The Nile was like a highway of the ancient world. Boats carried goods, visitors, traders, and royalty. Some were simple transport vessels, Others were moving celebrations. The pleasure boat was discovered near what used to be the Temple of Isis on an island called Antirodos. That island once held royal and religious buildings before earthquakes and rising seas erased much of it. The temple collapsed around 50 CE. Researchers believe the boat may have sunk during the same disaster. Now let's move about 10 miles southwest of Cairo. There, archaeologists recently excavated the lower part of a massive worship complex connected to a temple dedicated to Ra, the Egyptian sun god. The newly uncovered structure is a 4,500-year-old valley temple. The upper temple, sitting on higher ground, had been known for years, but the lower temple, closer to the Nile, remained hidden due to high groundwater levels. Back in 1901, a German Egyptologist began digging there, but had to stop because water filled the site. Today, groundwater levels are lower. Since 2024, a modern team has managed to excavate about half of the Valley Temple, and what they found was extraordinary. They uncovered the remains of a grand entrance with columns, and then they discovered carved stone blocks showing a calendar of religious festivals. Yes, a public calendar carved into temple walls. The inscriptions listed celebrations for Sokar, a falcon-headed deity linked to Memphis. They included the Festival of Men, associated with fertility. They mentioned the procession of Ra himself. These carved blocks were placed near the entrance. That means anyone arriving would see the full schedule of religious events displayed publicly. Archaeologists believe this may be one of the earliest examples of a true public calendar ever discovered. Imagine walking up to a temple and seeing a full year of festivals carved in stone. It was like a community notice board, but built to last thousands of years. The team also found decorated blocks naming a pharaoh who ruled between 2420 and 2389 BCE. His name carved into stone connects him directly to the construction of the temple. This complex shows how movement worked in ancient Egypt. Visitors likely arrived by boat along the Nile or its side channels. They stepped onto a landing stage at the Valley Temple. From there, they entered the lower complex and then walked up a causeway ramp toward the upper temple on the hill. Instead of crossing desert land, they traveled by water, the most efficient path of the time. After about 100 years, the Valley Temple changed purpose. Archaeologists found evidence that it became partly residential. Among the items discovered were 2 wooden pieces from a game called Senet. Senet was one of the oldest board games in the world. It even appeared in King Tutankhamun's tomb. But today, historians still debate its exact rules. That's the beauty of archaeology. Every discovery answers one question and raises 3 more. Earlier in 2025, archaeologists announced another major find: the first pharaoh's burial discovered in or near the Valley of the Kings since King Tut's tomb in 1922. The tomb belonged to Thutmose II, but something unusual happened. Soon after burial, the tomb flooded. Officials quickly removed the mummy and most grave goods, hiding them elsewhere. Inside, they found an alabaster ointment jar linking the burial directly to Hatshepsut, Thutmose II's wife and half-sister. The inscription shows she arranged his burial, yet it still leaves a mystery. Why was he buried there? And why did she later choose the Valley of the Kings for herself? Nearby stands a huge mound of rubble, about 75 feet tall. The archaeologists suspect it may hide something important, possibly even a second tomb. If that second tomb remains untouched, it could be one of the most important discoveries in modern Egyptian archaeology. And that brings us back to the geometric tunnel. The deeper archaeologists dig, the clearer it becomes that ancient Egypt was not primitive. It was organized, precise, mathematical. The tunnel shows mastery of geometry. The pleasure boat shows advanced craftsmanship. The Valley Temple shows structured community life. The burial mysteries show political complexity. Egypt does not feel like a lost civilization. It feels paused. If you enjoyed this journey in ancient Egypt and want more incredible discoveries explained in simple, powerful ways, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.